Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on the San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, you know how unpredictable NFL seasons can be. One day you're riding high, confident in your roster, and the next, you're facing questions that threaten to derail your entire campaign. And for the San Francisco 49ers, that question mark right now is the safety position. After an impressive run last season, where they managed to notch yet another playoff appearance and push deep into the postseason, there's this lingering concern about whether the team is truly equipped to compete at the highest level, especially in the secondary. Because, let's be honest, the safety position last year, it was a roller coaster, sometimes promising, often shaky, and occasionally downright concerning. And this offseason, it's clear that the Niners are looking to address that head-on, but are they doing enough? That's what we're here to analyze. So, let's start with a little context. Last offseason, the 49ers were in a bit of a tricky spot at safety. Talanoa Hufanga, the team's star safety, was coming off a torn ACL, and everyone knew that his recovery would be critical. Hufanga is a dynamic player, a true ball hawk with a nose for the football, a player who can change the course of a game with a single play. But the injury cast some doubt on his readiness, and frankly, his performance wasn't quite up to the standard we've come to expect from him before that injury. When healthy, Hufanga is a game changer, but durability has always been a question mark, especially for a player who relies so much on speed and instinct. Adding to that, Malik Mustafa, a promising rookie last year, was still raw. As a first-year player, Mustafa showed flashes of potential, but also struggled with consistency and understanding the nuances of NFL-level safety play. And then there was Ji'Ayir Brown, a player who showed promise but was, frankly, a liability in coverage at times. So, heading into last season, the 49ers' safety depth chart was, well, it was far from ideal. The only reliable piece was Brown, but even he had his moments of inconsistency. The team's management clearly recognized that they needed to bolster that position, and the offseason rumors started swirling. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 49ers reportedly held discussions with notable free agents like Julian Blackmon and Justin Simmons. Blackmon, a talented safety from the Indianapolis Colts, was considered an under-the-radar gem. He's got decent size, good instincts, and an ability to play both in the box and in coverage. But unfortunately, he re-signed with the Colts. As for Simmons, a seasoned veteran with a Pro Bowl pedigree, he was viewed as a perfect fit, an experienced leader who could step right in and bring stability. But in a twist of fate, Simmons signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. So, the 49ers missed out on those opportunities, and that's a big deal because it left them in the same spot as before, scrambling to find someone to fill that safety spot. Fast forward to now, and it's clear that the team's management might be kicking themselves a little. Because after a season where the secondary was often exploited by opponents, especially in critical moments, they should have been more aggressive. When you look back, it's obvious that locking in either Blackmon or Simmons last year would have strengthened the defense immensely. Instead, they chose to wait, to see if their internal options would develop, and that decision has come back to bite them. And here we are again. The safety position remains a concern entering the new season. Talanoa Hufanga, coming off his ACL tear, is still in recovery, and while Kyle Shanahan has mentioned that Hufanga should be ready for day one, the truth is, no one really knows how quickly he'll regain full game readiness. ACL injuries are tricky, especially for safeties who rely heavily on speed and agility. The team's medical staff and coaching staff are optimistic, but the risk is still there. Meanwhile, Ji'Ayir Brown, who was supposed to be a cornerstone of the defense, had ankle surgery and is also uncertain to start the season at full strength. Both players' readiness for the start of training camp is a big question mark. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Yo ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what should the 49ers do? Well, it's pretty clear that they need to act fast. They can't afford to wait until training camp to start scrambling for help. The free agent market still has some intriguing options, and the best ones are waiting to be signed. They need to target a player with experience, leadership, and the ability to step in immediately if injuries strike again. The top names are off the table, but there are still solid options like Terrell Edmonds, who's versatile and has starter experience, or even an underrated player like John Johnson, who's been around the block and could bring stability. The key here is not just signing any safety, but signing the right safety, someone who can elevate the entire secondary and give the team confidence that they won't get exposed in the back end. The truth is, the 49ers are at a crossroads. They have a roster that's built for a Super Bowl run, an elite front seven, a dynamic offense led by Brock Purdy, and playmakers all over the field. But if the safety position isn't addressed properly, it could become a glaring weakness that opponents will exploit. We saw it last year with teams targeting the middle of the field, testing Hufanga's recovery, and forcing Brown into bad matchups. And with the NFC West getting more competitive, especially with the Seahawks retooling and the Rams always lurking, the division is only going to get tougher. The 49ers can't afford to have a weak link in their defense, especially in the secondary, where a single mistake can turn the tide of a game. Looking at the bigger picture, the history of the 49ers shows that they've always prioritized a strong secondary. Think back to the dominant defenses of the 80s and 90s, or even recent years where players like Richard Sherman, Jimmy Ward, and Jaquiski Tartt made a real difference. The safety position is crucial in today's NFL, which heavily emphasizes passing attacks and big play potential. The 49ers need a safety who can match up against the league's best quarterbacks and receivers, someone with the IQ, speed, and grit to make game-changing plays. And let's not forget about the coaching staff. Head coach Kyle Shanahan and defensive coordinator Steve Wilks are some of the best at scheming and adjusting. But even the best scheming can be undermined if the players executing it aren't up to the task. That's why the team's front office must act decisively. It's not just about filling a roster spot. It's about securing a player who can help them maintain their defensive identity, aggressive, disciplined, and opportunistic. Now, in terms of the current free agent landscape, the options are somewhat limited but still valuable. Players like Terrell Edmonds, who's shown he can be a reliable starter, or someone like John Johnson, who's been a steady presence in the league, could be ideal fits. The key is that the 49ers should prioritize signing a veteran safety who can bring stability and leadership to a room that's still a bit uncertain. Because at the end of the day, football is all about matchups, and a strong safety can often be the difference between a win and a loss in the playoffs. In the grand scheme of things, this offseason represents a pivotal moment for the 49ers defense. They've built a team that's capable of competing for championships, but small gaps like the safety spot could derail their ambitions. The NFL is a league where depth and versatility are everything, and a single injury can change the landscape. That's why the team's front office must act swiftly, aggressively, and with conviction. They need to lock in that extra safety, someone who can step up when called upon and provide the kind of leadership that elevates the entire secondary. And honestly, it's not just about filling a position, it's about making a statement. The 49ers have always been about winning, about pushing for that next Super Bowl. They have the talent, the coaching, and the culture to do it again. But they need to shore up their weak spots, and right now, safety is at the top of that list. The good thing is, the market is still open, and with a little smart maneuvering, they can rectify their oversight from last year. They've seen what happens when they don't prioritize this position: games lost, playoff exits, and missed opportunities. That history should motivate them to be proactive this time around. Looking ahead, the next few weeks are going to be crucial. The team's scouting staff and management will have to identify the best available safeties and make their move quickly. Other teams are also circling around these players, so the 49ers must act before someone else swoops in and snatches the prize. It's a game of chess, and the clock is ticking. The fans are eagerly waiting, hoping that their team will make the right move, because everyone knows that a strong safety can be the difference maker in February, when the stakes are highest. And on that note, I want to give a quick shout out to all the 49ers fans out there. Your passion fuels this team, and your loyalty keeps the spirit alive through thick and thin. Whether it's a big victory or a tough loss, your voice matters. So stay tuned, because I'll be keeping a close eye on every development, every signing, and every rumor that could change the landscape of the NFC West. Remember, this isn't just about football. It's about our team, our passion, and our unwavering support for the San Francisco 49ers. Now I want to turn it over to you, the fans. What's your take on this safety situation? Do you think the 49ers should pull the trigger and sign one of these free agents? Or do you believe in their internal options and trust that they can develop? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your opinions because they matter so much. This is a community, and your insights help shape the conversation. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and breaking news, so make sure you're subscribed and staying connected. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our beloved 49ers. So, to sum it all up, the safety position is at a crossroads. The 49ers have a chance to correct their course, to make a strategic move that could define their season. The window is open, but it won't stay that way forever. The league waits for no one, and other teams will be looking to capitalize on any weakness. The key now is urgency, acting quickly, decisively, and smartly. Because in the NFL, it's often the little things that make the biggest difference. And for the 49ers, that small thing could be the safety position, the piece that finally puts them over the top and helps them chase that elusive sixth Super Bowl title. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the team will make a splash in free agency? Or are you confident that their internal guys will step up? Your opinion is what keeps this channel alive, so leave your comments, share your predictions, and let's keep this conversation going. Remember, I'll be back soon with more news, more insights, and more of that 49ers passion you love. So stay tuned, stay fired up, and let's get ready to support our team through this exciting offseason. Because one thing is for sure, when it comes to the 49ers, the best is yet to come.